Hello and welcome to the first episode of Terrific Tuesdays here at Africans Investing. Sometime soon, we shall be having money talks over Pixar. It is currently 1:39 a.m. This is not how this episode was supposed to go. I was supposed to order in a Pixar and just, have the money talk, just like make it so much relaxed because every YouTube channel or every money podcast that I come across is always so serious. Why? So here we are not going to do that. We are just going to make it easy and simple and just normal stuff for every normal person out there. So in the next 1 to 2 minutes, I am going to talk about myself. I am going to tell you who I am, what I do, and all of that stuff. So I am a 26-year-old from sub-Saharan Africa. I am ready to talk about my financial mess, and when I say mess, it's mess because I moved out of my mom's house when I was just 17. I had just turned 17. So it's nearly a decade of me handling my own money, which is going to come in handy when I talk about my personal finance. I am ready to share with you my investment journey, my failed businesses, basically just everything around money in Africa. So, who am I and what I do? You may ask. I am S. I forget all the time to tell my name. I am a full time YouTuber currently. I am self teaching financial technology, fintech, if you may. I am a future investment banker, future finance coach, future equities trader because I have been learning how to trade professionally for the last 4 to 8 months. I am doing so great, but it's still a lot to learn. But the best part about me is I am a restless learner. So that's my little way of changing the world. And what I believe is more is to come, at least from me, from my side. So that's it. And I need to mention that when I was 24, I opened a channel where I would talk about my failed businesses, my money journey, basically, since I moved out of my mom's house. But it never happened because my imposter syndrome took a huge part of me, and I ended up deleting that channel a couple of months later. The channel was doing so well, but I chickened out and I felt like I wasn't ready to tell my story. And I felt like I wasn't the right person to tell my story, which is something I wouldn't want to happen again. And to be very honest, when I am recording this specific episode, I am shaken to the core. But you know what? I am going to do it. I am going to show up. I am going to do it scared. I am going to do it afraid. I'm just going to do it. That's what I keep on telling myself. This is probably my 10th time trying to record this specific intro. But let's just get it. Let's get it. So anyway, I will just jump in to today's topic, which I am going to share with you 3 major ways I am controlling my finances at 26. I have always made so much money since I was 20, actually, but this is the first time I am getting serious about it. By serious, I mean tracking my spending, budgeting, saving, investing, looking at ways to diversify my income and all of that. So the 3 ways I am controlling my finances at 26 are living debt free, tracking my spending, and building an emergency fund. Those are my top 3 that I feel like they are really changing the game for me. So I will go into deep explanation for each. So just keep listening. Point number 1 is living debt free. So at 2021, I caught myself in massive debts. And by massive, I'm talking 20K US dollars, which is 2M Kenyan shillings. I am Kenyan, by the way. And I was making great money for my age. After so much back and forth, I later paid it off at 24, and that's when I started my YouTube channel just to advise young people not to make the same mistakes as me. It was really a lot that I wanted to talk about, but I shall talk about it now that we are here again. I was draining my savings, living my best life, a life I couldn't afford, obviously, and with that, it came a lot of anxiety. from watching my savings go from 7 figures slowly to 6 figures. I had high interest on the loan. Loan interest in Kenya are anywhere between 14 to 20% as we speak now in 2021. That's extremely high, you know. And I was paying the loan monthly. Okay, it was like $300. So I panicked as I knew I would get in trouble as soon as I exhausted my savings traveling the country. That's all I did. It's not like it's a problem, but I was doing it at the wrong time, you know. I still had my job, but I was so unhappy. It was toxic and I didn't want to do it anymore. Let me just say, a lot was going on, and I will talk about it in my Finance Fridays segment. I really feel like I want that segment to be where I share my mistakes and my failed businesses and basically every mistake I have made regarding money since when I was 17, basically. So, and you know, at that moment, there I was with a $300 monthly loan repayment. Okay. So I decided to get rid of it once in August 2019. And ever since, my life has been extremely easy and hard. I'm going to tell you why. It was easy because it is easy because I no longer have to worry about the bank calling me regarding the loan or losing my car or losing anything I love or anything I value. And it's also hard because I no longer have the savings to travel anytime I like. Yes, it's a hard thing for a travel junkie like me. I actually do have a YouTube channel where I post my travels, so you can get how serious that is. But I also made that sacrifice and I needed to do it in order for me to live better, which I thank myself every single day for it. Because a few months later, I quit my job. I had no savings. I felt like I had everything figured out. And then COVID hit immediately, like 14 days after quitting my job. In last year, February, COVID hit my country. And you know what's crazy? What would I have done if at that moment I had already drained my savings from traveling and I didn't have any money on me anymore and I still have $300 to pay? What would I have done? My income wasn't even that high. I remember I was making around $400 at that time. So that means my bills are $550 every month, and plus that loan, it would be around $800 or more if I'm not wrong. And there I was with no job and no COVID and high hopes. I don't know, I would just have lost some of the things that I never want to lose. So anyway, that's how life is. But so I'm going to talk about I started tracking my expenses 4 months ago when I was 1 month before I turned 26. And it's been something I have attempted so many times. I bought specific books for it. I've been reading on it. I've tried to do everything, but I just never become successful at it. I failed so many times, but I just never gave up. In April, I discovered that I could use Google Sheets to fill in every day. So what I did is I made a simple spreadsheet for quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four of the year because we were in April already. And I set an alarm on my phone where I have a specific time where I fill the spreadsheet of every money I spend every single day. I have it written down on the spreadsheet. So, but last month, which is June, I forgot to, do anything, but I'm not worrying as I am back on track now and we are in a new quarter for me. So, yeah. For me, I am one person who really values data a lot. And before I can come up with a monthly or an yearly budget for my home or for my for me, basically, I will have to observe how and where my money goes every month. And being a low income earner right now, with this whole COVID thing happening, That's why I didn't talk of creating a budget. A lot of people usually say, like, how am I controlling my finances? And the first thing they talk of is creating a budget. But for me, I think tracking your expenses is more important than having a budget, because how will you have a budget when you don't know where most of your money goes? It doesn't make single sense to me. So first, I am tracking my expenses, and then budget creation will come later, for me at least. That's just me. It doesn't have to be anyone else. And the last thing I am doing is building an emergency fund. Let me tell you something. At some point late last year, which I think is December, I felt like I would lose my source of income, because 2 months prior, I had lost another of my income. So I had three and I lost two. So I was left with one. And that one wasn't making me any money, or wasn't making me a lot of money. And I felt like I would lose it too. I was really stressed, and I didn't have a savings or an emergency fund. So my goal for the next 1 year is to build my 3 to 6 months emergency fund exclusively. It's no savings included, it's no sinking fund included. It's just me and my emergency fund. I started saving on April 12th, 2021, and the end is May 2022. My monthly bills are, I mentioned, they are $550, which is 55K. It's only house bill. I have no extra expenditure at the moment, as I am just trying to survive. Seriously, like, so far, I have $150 in my emergency fund saved, and I shall keep updating this figure as we go, because my goal is to have 3,300 saved by May 2022. So how am I doing this? I am a low income earner at the moment, right? I make $300 to $400 a month in net after taxes right now. So luckily, I have a housemate, so we split bills. Depending on how much we make each month, we are fully transparent with each other, as we are just two kids trying to make it in a big city and in a big way. I have been spending half of my money on bills and saving the other half. So my total savings for each month so far range from $100 to $200. But for this specific quarter, I am trying to automate and have a flat rate of at least $200. So that means I'll have to work more to pay bills, to save for summer, which comes in August, and save for Christmas for my family, and have a constant $200 in savings a month. So aside from my general savings, I found this a necessary step to begin with, because it will give me a peace of mind. I suffer from extreme anxiety a lot, in as much as I am working towards getting help, like the help I deserve and all of that. I fear from fear of the unknown, and I always crave some sort of security. I know this happens to a lot of people, and in this case, in case the worst happened, I would have I would have 3 to 6 months to figure things out, and it gives me some sort of inner peace to know. So for me, this specific goal revolved around my mental health and emotional stability. So what I would advise you to do is to reflect on what is most important for you in your day-to-day life and create a plan to achieve that. So let's do this together, and I hope to see you on the next episode. It's S from Africans Investing. Bye.